With the truck safely raised and supported, the first thing I want to do is remove the wheel. So with a 22mm, take off this lug nut cover. And also with the 22mm, remove all of your lug nuts. Okay, go ahead and remove the wheel. If for some reason your wheel is stuck onto the hub, put on a lug nut and use a rubber mallet on the tire, not on the rim. To start replacing this caliper, I'm going to put a drain pan underneath so that any fluid that comes out is caught. Next, with an 11mm, I'm going to break this banjo bolt free. This is easiest to do while the caliper is still mounted. Now that it's free, snug it back up just a little bit so you don't lose much fluid. What you can also do is use these hose crimping pliers. They're plastic and they don't squeeze the hose all the way, but they do squeeze it enough to limit the flow of brake fluid. Clamp down on this, and now that it's all set up, I know this is coming free and I don't have to take other more severe measures. I'm going to take this completely out because I have the brake hose pinchers here, and I know that I'm not going to lose a lot of brake fluid. Actually, I shouldn't lose any at all. So in my case, this copper gasket here that's on the bottom is basically holding the banjo bolt and preventing it from coming out. So I'm going to grab a pair of pliers, hold onto that gasket, and while holding onto that gasket, I'm going to remove the bolt and hopefully it unthreads itself from the gasket. You have to be careful when you do this because if the pliers slip off of the gasket, it'll ruin the threads on the banjo bolt. And no, the new caliper does not come with a new banjo bolt. There we go. There's the old copper washer. Now you can remove your banjo bolt with the other washer, leave the hose to the side, discard both washers, and then I'm going to put the banjo bolt back into the caliper. And that is because when I remove the caliper, the risk of fluid splashing out of here is greater since the hole is open. So this will prevent fluid from coming out. If you would like to drain more of your caliper at this point, you can take a pry bar, stick it in here, and gently, very, very gently pry onto the caliper, and that's going to release some more fluid. On the back of the caliper, I'm going to remove the caliper with the bracket at the same time. So take an 18mm socket, remove both this bolt and the one up top there. Now you can grab your caliper, gently slide it off of the rotor. And to remove your old brake pads, which is all you'll need to take from the old caliper, press them in and they fall right out. Same with the inner one, press it in and there's your old brake pads. Next, with your new caliper on the workbench, go ahead and disassemble, take the bracket off the caliper. Set the caliper aside and we're going to focus on the bracket itself. I'm going to take a little bit of my caliper grease and put just a very small amount on these areas where the hardware is going to sit. Do that to both sides of the caliper bracket. And then take your hardware and install it just like that with these tabs facing down. Make sure you press it down to lock it in. And even though this is a new caliper, I'm going to take these slider pins out and re-grease them because a lot of times the grease that comes in here is just for shipping and packaging. It's not sufficient. So I'm just going to re-grease this pin here. You can use caliper grease or silicone paste. Just make sure it's high temp silicone paste. You don't want to use anything that's just going to melt and liquefy with a lot of heat. I also put a little bit of grease inside of the boot. Press the slider pin in, squeeze out all the air. Give it a few twists, and then you want to do the same thing to your other one. I have cleaned up and installed thread locker on my caliper bracket bolts, and what I'm going to do now is install the caliper bracket. Snug it up. Torque these bolts to 133 foot-pounds. Next, I'm going to put my pads in. You'll notice that the backing of the pad is a little bit different. This larger one is actually the inner pad. So slide that one in just like that, and then slide the outer pad in. What I'm going to do next is add a little bit of caliper grease onto the piston area where it touches up against the pad. That's going to allow the brakes to operate quietly and smoothly. And I'm going to do the same thing to these 3 little ears here, which hold on to the outer pad. Okay. Put the caliper over the top slider and then start in one of the bolts so you can have it held in place. Compress the bottom slider, start in the bottom bolt, snug it up, and torque these to 74 foot-pounds. If when you're torquing the whole slider wants to spin, go ahead and carefully put a 19mm wrench on there. Just be careful to not pinch the boot, and torque both of them. Next, remove this yellow cap. Have your banjo bolt ready. Install one copper washer on there. Put the banjo bolt through the hose, install the second copper washer underneath, and then start the hose in. You want to make sure it's sitting at an angle, not like that, and not straight on either. It's got a cutout to where it's supposed to sit. Start in the bolt, then snug it up. So right here it just bottomed out. What I'm going to do is give it about half a turn. The point of that is to crush these copper washers and make them seal up. Okay, that seems pretty tight. Now remove your hose crimpers and then open up the bleeder screw. So remove your rubber cap. Then with a 10mm, go ahead and open up the bleeder screw. Let gravity do its thing, and we're going to gravity bleed this caliper. What that means is with the bleeder open, air is going to come out, fluid's going to make its way in. All right, we have a steady trickle of fluid, which is exactly what we want. Now let's close this up. With this closed, let's clean up the area, check the master cylinder, and then you can continue to performing a full brake bleed. What that consists of is you have someone inside the vehicle pumping the brake pedal. While they're pumping the brake pedal, you want to be down here, and as soon as they're done pumping 3-4 times maybe, you want to have them hold pressure on the brake pedal, crack the bleeder open with pressure being held. Just be careful because fluid's going to squirt. Once you crack it open, air should come out of there as well as brake fluid. Once the pedal reaches the floor, close the bleeder, pump up again, open up the bleeder screw while holding pressure, and just repeat this process until you have no more air coming out of this bleeder screw. At that point, you can cap it up. Check your master cylinder one last time, make sure it's topped off. To check your master cylinder, open up your hood and take the cap off. As you can see, this truck requires .3 brake fluid, so make sure you fill it up with that. And to see the level, it's actually at the max line right now, so it's perfect. Make sure it's not over the max line when you're done. When you're bleeding, you can have it over. Just make sure that when you're done, it's not over the max line, otherwise it can overflow. But also make sure it's not down here at the minimum line, somewhere in between, preferably at the max line. And then put on your wheel and take it for a road test. Next, put on your wheel. Start on all your lug nuts, bottom them out, and then torque them to 140 foot-pounds. And don't forget about your lug nut cover cap.